This envelope held photos that murdered my 12-year marriage, but what I did next, I slept with the woman who gave it to me, my wife's best friend.
Some betrayals don't just end relationships, they mutate you. By the end of this story, you'll decide if I'm a victim or the monster I swore to destroy. Over the next few minutes, I'll break down exactly how a perfect marriage imploded and why I crossed a line I swore I never would. You'll hear the real reason her best friend exposed the affair. 2. How revenge sex warped into something terrifyingly real. And why, despite the guilt, I'd still open that envelope again. Gaslighting. You've heard the word. Maybe it's lost its meaning, thrown around for every little lie. But true gaslighting, it's a surgical strike on your sanity. It makes you trust their version of reality more than your own. My wife mastered it. For years, she'd spin stories. "You're too paranoid, Alex. That text? Work stress, baby." Even when her perfume smelled like his cologne, I believed her. Until Lena, her best friend, the one person who knew all her tricks because she'd helped cover them up. Why break rank now? That's the first thread we'll pull. The 3 a.m. crisis calls where Lena became my confessor. Then something darker. The hotel receipt my wife left in our wedding album, like a sick trophy. And the question you'll judge me for: did I sleep with Lena for revenge? Or because she's the only one who didn't treat me like I was crazy? Stick around. By the end, you'll decide, am I a survivor or just another manipulator repeating the cycle? Gaslighting isn't just lying, it's systemic erasure. In the 1944 film Gaslight, Gregory dims the lights and tells Paula she's hallucinating. Sound familiar? 70% of emotional abusers use reality distortion, making you document events like a criminal just to feel sane. My wife's version? She'd hide my keys, then weep when I accused her. Once she canceled our anniversary dinner, then gaslit me into apologizing for forgetting. Have you ever recorded a conversation just to prove you weren't crazy? Type yes below. You're not alone. Lena, 3:14 a.m. She's at the Marriott, room 217. I can't cover for her anymore. Lena was her accomplice for years, covered alibis, lied to me. So why betray her? Her answer: because you looked at me the way my dad looked at my mom, before she jumped. But here's the twist. Manipulators often recruit confidants to isolate their victims. Was Lena freeing me or recruiting me? 2 weeks after the envelope, she showed up at my door, rain-soaked, shaking. "She's threatening me," she said. "We need each other now." The first night with Lena wasn't passion, it was rage. We tore through her apartment like it was evidence. Her shirt, my wedding ring, photos of my wife, all in the fireplace. But then she whispered, "What if we make her believe she's going crazy, like she did to you?" Pause. Honestly, could you resist that temptation? Yes, no. Comment your vote. Last Tuesday, my wife found Lena's earring in our bed. She held it like a dead bird. "Is this mine?" she asked. For the first time in years, she doubted her own reality. But as I opened my mouth to lie, I became the monster. For 12 years, I believed our love was bulletproof. We built rituals, Tuscan vineyard tours every anniversary, pancake Sundays with the kids, falling asleep to Pride and Prejudice because Sophia said Colin Firth's voice was soothing. Lena was woven into it all. She chose our wedding wine, babysat our daughter during Sophia's yoga retreats, even scattered my father's ashes with us. She wasn't just Sophia's best friend. She was the mortar holding our life together. Then came the envelope. Those photos weren't just evidence. They were blueprints of my ignorance. That man, her executive assistant Mark, those business trips, same hotels where we'd honeymooned. I confronted her that night, holding a photo of them against our wedding portrait. Her reaction wasn't guilt. It was rage. "Lena's jealous," She's wanted you since college. You're so desperate to be victimized, you'll believe her lies over your own wife? She weaponized psychology terms. You're projecting, Alex. Then came the masterstroke. She sobbed that I drove her to it, my emotional neglect, my endless suspicion. She performed grief so perfectly I apologized to her. That's gaslighting. Not just lying, but making you thank them for the knife in your back. She's taking him to Santorini, our spot. Why tell me now? Because you look broken, like my mom before she swallowed pills. Lena became my oxygen. She'd appear at 2 a.m. with takeout, dissecting Sophia's lies with forensic precision. She told Mark you're abusive. She paid for that hotel with your joint account. Each confession felt like salvation until I noticed the patterns. She'd accidentally brush my thigh when handing me coffee. She'd sigh, "Sophia never appreciated your hands, so strong." Once, she tripped against me in the kitchen, her perfume, Sophia's signature scent, drowning my senses. When I pulled away, her eyes glinted with something cold. This wasn't comfort, it was grooming. I asked why she betrayed Sophia after 20 years of friendship. Her answer, "Because you're like my dad, loyal, and she's my mom, a narcissist who fucked the mailman if he complimented her hair." She showed me texts from Sophia. "Lena's a pathetic spinster. She wants your leftovers." But the font was slightly off. Therapist Dr. Rivera later told me, manipulators reframe their cruelty as rescue missions. Lena wasn't saving me, she was isolating me, cutting my last tether to reality. Ever trusted a savior who felt dangerous? Yes, no vote now. The day the divorce finalized, Lena arrived with a 2005 Cabernet, the same vintage Sophia and I drank at our engagement. To freedom, she toasted. We drank on the floor of our empty bedroom, surrounded by moving boxes labeled his. She dissected Sophia's betrayal like a coroner. She gave him that blue necklace you bought her in Paris. He lasted 7 minutes in bed. Then she kissed me. Not gently, possessively. My body reacted before my mind could scream, "Stop." It wasn't lust. It was arson. I wanted to burn Sophia's ghost out of my bones. We tore through that room like vandals. Her blouse, my wedding album, photos of Sophia's parents who'd called me son, all fed to the fireplace. Afterward, she traced the scar on my chest from Sophia's emergency C-section and whispered, "Let us make her doubt her own mind. Plant my earring in your sheets. When she finds it, tell her she's hallucinating." The cruelty was surgical. I vomited in the bathroom. When I returned, she'd placed a diamond stud on my pillow, a landmine disguised as jewelry. You decide the next move. Should he plant the earring? Yes, she deserves hell. No, don't become them. Comment your vote. I found Lena's scarf in my car today. Sophia saw it. She didn't scream, she just folded it, neatly, like a shroud. Then she smiled. And in that moment I knew, we're all trapped in Lena's story now. We met at sunrise because Lena insisted dawn was the hour of traitors. She'd quote Sun Tzu, "Appear weak when you are strong." So I'd kiss Sophia goodbye. "Good luck with the movers, honey." Then race to cliffs where Lena waited with coffee and surveillance logs. She tracked Sophia's every move. She took Mark to your favorite sushi place. She's using your credit card at Victoria's Secret. I'd delete texts, scrub my phone with VPNs, pay for everything in cash, mirroring Sophia's old playbook so perfectly it made me vomit. The irony? Sophia started accusing me of emotional neglect. One night, she cornered me smelling of Lena's perfume. "You're distant, Alex. Is it that barista?" "I see how she looks at you." I almost laughed. She was projecting her guilt onto imaginary affairs, while the real betrayal slept in her best friend's bed. Gaslighters never suspect their own medicine. But Lena escalated. She'd bump into us at family dinners, wearing Sophia's stolen necklace. "Oops, borrowed it ages ago," she'd chirp. Sophia's face would pale, but she'd stay silent, terrified of seeming hysterical. That's when I realized we weren't hiding. We were performing. Every smirk, every touch, a calculated strike at Sophia's sanity. Could you wear a mask 24/7 for revenge? With 30 days until the divorce finalized, Lena became a general preparing for war. "After this, we vanish," she promised. "Santorini forever." But freedom felt like quicksand. I'd wake choking on guilt, Lena's nails digging into my arm as I thrashed. "You're dreaming of her again," she'd hiss. Then she'd seduce me, rough, joyless, to reclaim me. The sex was electric because it was punishment. We weren't lovers. We were accomplices scrubbing a crime scene. I ignored the data, the 70% failure rate of revenge unions. Ignored my daughter's drawings. Daddy's eyes are black now. Ignored Lena's slip-ups, like when she called me Mark in bed. Her explanation? Trauma makes me disassociate. But I found her burner phone, photos of Sophia and Mark at a hotel, taken from inside their closet. She'd been stalking them for years. The final test came on day 12. Lena handed me a vial. "Put this in Sophia's tea, just Xanax, so she sleepwalks to my earring in your bed." My hands froze. "You promised no physical harm," she laughed. "Psychological warfare requires collateral damage." That night, I flushed the pills and knew I was dancing with a predator. Should he sabotage Sophia with the earring? Yes, break her like she broke you. No, don't become a monster. Comment now. Top response wins. Last night, I stood over Sophia as she slept. That earring, Lena's landmine, burned my palm. "Do it," Lena texted. "Make her doubt reality." I leaned down and kissed Sophia's forehead. "I'm sorry," I breathed. As I left, I dropped the earring into the garbage disposal. This morning, Lena found the shreds. She didn't scream. She smiled, that same smile Sophia gave when she lied about working late. Then she whispered, "Now I know who you really are. Let's see how Sophia reacts when I tell her you tried to kill me." At first, I thought it was grief playing tricks. When Lena laughed, that throaty chuckle Sophia reserved for dirty jokes, my spine iced over. Then she started using her phrases. "Darling, be a lamb and fetch the corkscrew." "Rainy days are for bad movies and worse decisions." Even her smell changed, from jasmine to Sophia's vanilla rose perfume. I'd flinch when she touched me. Was this Lena? Or Sophia's ghost wearing her skin? I found the evidence in Lena's memory box. Not mementos of us, but relics of Sophia. Lockets of Sophia's hair, ticket stubs from Sophia's ballet recitals, and a shrine. 27 photos of Sophia spanning 15 years, each annotated, "Perfect posture. Emulate. Smile crinkles here. Practice." The pièce de résistance? A VHS labeled study tape, showing Lena at 19, mimicking Sophia's walk in a mirror. She hadn't fallen for me. She'd been auditioning to replace her. That night, Lena cooked Sophia's signature dish. As she served it, I noticed the scars on her arms, identical to Sophia's self-harm marks from college. "How?" I choked out. She smiled serenely. "Pain is the best teacher, Alex." I replicated hers cut for cut. That's when I vomited, not from disgust, from dread. I hadn't escaped my marriage. I'd locked myself in a funhouse mirror version of hell. Revenge affairs aren't wildfires. They're controlled burns that torch the arsonist last. I saw the proof in Sophia's eyes when she picked up our daughter last week. She'd lost 20 pounds. Her nails were bitten to bloody stubs. She whispered, "I hear Lena's voice in the vents. Am I going mad?" For one vicious second, I felt triumphant, until my daughter clutched my leg, sobbing, "Mommy cries about snakes in her cereal." Lena watched it all from my window. When Sophia left, she kissed my neck. "Phase 2 is working." I recoiled. This stops now." Her smile died. "You wanted her broken," she spat. Then came the threat. "Tell anyone, and I'll show the courts your suicide texts to Sophia." She'd fabricated them, timestamps matching her disappearance last month. The student had surpassed the master. That night, I dreamt of fire. Lena and Sophia melted together, screaming as I fanned the flames. I woke to Lena stroking my cheek with Sophia's exact cadence. "Shh! Monsters can't hurt us." I finally understood. I wasn't fighting loneliness. I was becoming it. The emptiness had teeth, and it was chewing through my soul. The judge's pen scratched final over our 12-year marriage. Sophia's trembling hands left ink smears, real tears this time. When she lunged into my arms, I felt her ribs like bird bones. "I'm sorry I broke us," she wept. Her vanilla rose scent, now laced with hospital antiseptic, hit me like a gut punch. For one fractured second, I saw the 22-year-old who'd slow danced with me in that muddy Coachella field, not the gaslighting stranger who'd bled me dry. Then I saw Lena, watching through the courthouse window. That smile, Sophia's exact I won smirk from when she secured her first promotion over me. Lena's fingers tapped against the glass in rhythm with our wedding song. Mirroring. Always mirroring. Sophia whispered into my collar. "She's poisoning you. I see it now." Her breath hitched, a wet, dying sound. I found the syringe. Before I could react, she pressed a crumpled lab report into my palm. "Diazepam 250 Mary, Lena's fingerprints." Then she was gone, swallowed by her lawyer's black umbrella. Lena materialized beside me, looping her arm through mine. "Free at last," she sang. But her nails dug into my bicep, drawing blood through my shirt. "Now for phase 3, the custody battle. I've drafted the insanity petition against Sophia." She patted her purse where the syringe bulged. "Game. Set. Checkmate." The car reeked of Lena's new perfume, Sophia's signature scent, now weaponized. As we pulled away, she hummed our song. "Phase 4 starts tonight," she murmured, stroking my thigh. "I'll forge her suicide note. You'll be grieving widower. I'll be devoted aunt raising our child." Her eyes glinted in the rear view. Not Lena's eyes, Sophia's, the same predatory gleam I'd ignored for years. My fingers brushed Sophia's lab report, still damp with her tears. Lena's prints on the syringe, Sophia's lipstick on the vial. Lena hadn't just framed Sophia, she'd staged a suicide attempt to discredit her. My daughter's voice echoed, "Aunt Lena gave Mommy sleepy juice." Panic clawed up my throat. I'd seen Lena's study tape, her practicing Sophia's mannerisms for 15 years. What if she'd also practiced her handwriting, her DNA under Sophia's nails? The math was brutal. Lena needed Sophia dead to complete the transformation, and I'd handed her the blueprint. As rain hammered the roof, Lena's hand slithered toward mine. "You're quiet, darling." Her thumb rubbed my wedding band, Sophia's nervous habit. 2 liars, 1 script. The realization detonated. Sophia's gaslighting, half were Lena's fabrications. The parking garage photos? Lena admitted she sent Mark flirty texts from Sophia's phone. I hadn't traded one liar for another. I'd let a psychopath hijack my marriage. Lena's phone glowed beside me. Phase 4, overdose over 9 p.m. Use his prints. My prints. She'd lifted them from whiskey glasses, forged consent forms. She'd framed me for attempted murder. The hospital exit loomed. One left turn, I could warn Sophia. But Lena's syringe pressed against my ribs. "Drive or die, darling. Literally." I remembered Sophia's last hug, her whisper, "She'll kill me. Save our daughter." I wrenched the wheel left, toward the hospital. Lena's laugh cut through the rain. "Wrong choice." Her hand dove into her purse, not for the syringe, but a detonator. The explosion shattered the courthouse windows behind us. Sophia's scream echoed from the radio static. Alex, she rigged the... Then silence. Lena sighed dreamily. Gas leak tragedy. How convenient. She pressed the syringe to my neck. Now, darling, let's discuss our alibi. Yes, kill the monster. No, survive for daughter. Right now, as Lena's needle kisses my artery, I finally see the full chessboard. Her study tape wasn't just mimicry. It was reconnaissance. Every gaslight, every affair photo. She engineered them through Sophia. I wasn't leaving my wife for her best friend. I was the pawn in Lena's 15-year mission to become her. That courthouse explosion? It wasn't just to kill Sophia. It was to erase her fingerprints from Lena's crimes. And my daughter, voice shatters. Lena needs her to complete the family portrait. But this isn't an ending. It's an intermission, a breath before the free fall. Next week's episode isn't just about betrayal. It's a forensic autopsy of the night Lena crossed from confidant to predator. You'll see. The hotel security tape she thought she deleted, showing her planting Sophia's earrings in Mark's apartment. Sophia's prison diary proving she knew about Lena's obsession since college. And the 3 a.m. phone call where Lena whispered, "Make him fall for me, or I'll frame you for arson." Most chilling? I'll watch Lena rehearse my wife's suicide note, word for word, 6 months before the divorce. This is where you rewrite the story. I'm handing you the pen. Why? Because Lena's watching this right now. She's in your comments, in your DMs, and your votes. They're the only thing she can't predict. Subscribe now for Part 2's explosive revelations. Did Sophia survive the explosion? What's in Lena's childhood lockbox that explains everything? And the question haunting me, can a monster redeem herself? Your comments decide 3 critical revelations. Which of Lena's victims I track down first? Her ex-husband? The therapist she gaslit? Whether I leak her medical records proving the surgeries? If I play Lena's study tape to the police or use it to destroy her? Should I confess to Sophia? Last chance to sway fate. That yes or no. It's not just a vote. It's Sophia's lifeline. Look at the syringe in the corner of your screen. Lena's fingerprint glows red. Your cursor is my hand. Choose.
You got me loser, set me free.